Welcome to Nightique. Mr. Jesse Robinson with us tonight on Nightique, and thank you for coming, Mr. Robinson.
Pleasure having me here.
We're going to talk about the blues tonight.
Blues?
And you're going to perform for us also.
Definitely so.
I want to ask you a question before the program gets underway, before we go to our first break. Can you tell us, after all your years of experience in music, what constitutes the blues? What is the blues?
Oh, that is a broad question, but it's real simple. Blues is a part of your life that when you miss your goals, something go wrong, and if you have a tear and one come out of your eye, that means that's the blues. In some instances, it's a tear of joy, but you do have a tear of blues. That's when things go a little wrong. It doesn't have to be about a lot of other stuff. This could be anything that goes wrong that you can't master at a certain point that makes you sad, that you didn't reach your goal, something happened that you can't do something on time, or you can't do it at all. It's blue. It really it's a blue feeling, and everybody have that feeling. I don't know anybody that don't come into that somewhere in life, and a lot of people don't know really how to place that, but that is the blues.
Some people might take an antidepressant and say that they have the blues.
that could be a part of the blues too. It will come in.
Right.
The blues is like, you got a negative and you got a positive. So blues is the negative side of anything that you're doing. I mean,
And so often, the lyrics would reflect a relationship, perhaps gone wrong. But it doesn't have to be just that, though, right?
Oh, no. No, it doesn't have to be that.
It could be anything.
It could be anything.
So the blues could be anything.
Anything.
If it's got you kind of low.
Yeah. I mean, we speak out and we can't hold it when we have a love affair go wrong. Everybody see it, you know what I mean?
Is that the bluest of the blues?
Well, that's the blues of the blues.
I think it's the blues of the blues. I mean, other things might get you down.
Yeah.
But the love stuff, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you get out of proportion there. People can see it, and you reach out for help. But anyway, it can be on anything. A lot of people relate it to like what you just said, a relationship, but it's greater than that.
It's all encompassing, really.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for that insight, and we're going to talk more with Mr. Jesse Robinson after this. You're watching Nightique. Stay with us. Ingalls Shipbuilding is hiring electricians, structural welders, machinists, ship fitters, pipe fitters, and pipe welders in our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Signing bonuses available for pipe welders only. Positions are union represented. Come build your career with Ingalls Shipbuilding. Go to www.huntingtoningalls.com/careers or call 888-935-1507. Well, we're talking to Jesse Robinson tonight, and Jesse Robinson has been a blues performer for how many years, Mr. Robinson? How many years have you been out there?
Let's see, can I count them up? Probably when I first started playing, I was playing gospel and blues. They are so close related. So I'm going to say, let's say about 62 years.
So you basically, you go back to a time when, I guess, if we want to look at, they used to call it race music at one time. Do you remember that, or do you remember that term being used?
Race music.
I can remember reading through the years that back in 40 and 50 years ago, black music was. There was a name for it called race music. I've read that. I didn't know. I don't know if you've encountered that name.
I don't know about that. You probably read it somewhere. Somebody probably printed that, but it was not a race music. It was a way of life music. That's what you live and that's what you sing about. It's just like country western music is totally different because the way they live, they sing about it, and that's what makes the different genres of music changes. Is the cultural and how you live, how you write.
You remember when a time when the crossover began, where white audiences started to listen to blues.
Yes, I do.
In a greater number, right?
Yes, I do. I remember back when I was just beginning in school, probably back in 1951, 52, Errol Evers, and he was doing blue suede shoes. So we all was kids singing that same song. So it was a crossover with him back then. It all depended on how the radio station would let you listen to what they would put out there, the DJs, you know what I'm saying? But it was always a crossover. You know, it's kind of surprising that to me that I see so many people saying, you know, what is the blues? I never heard it. Oh yeah, you heard it. It was there, and you was a part of it. If you lived in this world, you know, it wasn't no secret. You know what I mean? It just was certain people didn't want their children and their family to listen to certain music.
Right.
Like my father was a holiness minister, so.
So he
didn't want us listening to the blues because the blues life was totally different from what he was, you know, into.
Well, so how did he reconcile the fact that you were interested in that and you started as a very young man playing it?
Okay, well, the thing is, you know, you got to obey your parents. You must do that, okay? And he knew we was going to be kids. You know, he was a kid one day, you know, and he knew that we would try and do some things that he didn't approve of, and the things that he didn't approve of, he was trying to raise us and guide us in the right way because he had that experience. But me and my brother had a brother to play guitar, and we be playing. You don't mind if I play something?
Play.
We be playing. Oh baby, you don't have to go. That's a Big Joe. Here come Daddy. Oh baby. Big Joe Daddy coming around the corner. Oh, I want you to help me. So the music does not change. It's the lyrics that makes the difference. So it's that was my experience coming up with blues, and gospel is real close. I played a lot of gospel until I was about 15, 17, 18 years old, and we was in the Delta. In Marston, Mississippi, and it was real nice out there because everybody had their own land, their own houses, and this kind of thing. We didn't do a whole lot of sharecropping and all of that. My daddy was, you know, entrepreneur. He could make sure he had with 14 of us, 7 boys and 7 girls.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm the 7th son, the 13th child, Gemini, preacher son, baby boy, and a musician.
The 7th son.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I came up listening to gospel and the blues, you know.
So what has it meant to you in your life to, for all these years, to have been a musician and to also be a practitioner and a respected practitioner of the blues? It's opened a lot of doors for you, I would imagine.
Sure.
Tell us about your travels, your journeys.
Well, I had a chance to, when I was about 18 years old, here in Jackson, Elmo James was living here. And I used to go out to Percy Simpson on the strip. And he would call me up on break and say, this boy gonna be a guitar player one day. I used to play on his break, you know, doing that. So that was a great experience. And I started playing with a lot of the older guys, the blues guys. Sound Bluesman Myers was great, you know, he passed on. And I started playing with the jazz musicians, you know. They knew that I didn't know the real deal in the music. You understand? They taught me a lot. They taught me how to read music. They taught me how to respect. They taught me the whole business of that. And when I had my bands when I was about 19 years old here, and I turned 21, I went to Chicago because I want to hear Howlin' Wolf be there with him. You know what I mean? Also Kenny Burrell's, the jazz guy. I want the global aspect of all of that, and that was a good experience. And
what was it like in Chicago in what year was it that you went up there?
1965.
What was it like in Chicago in '65 on the blues scene?
It was wide open, man. Everybody was there. Everybody there, 7 nights a week. Buddy Guy, Junior Wells, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, B.B. King. Oh man, I could just go on and on. I could talk for an hour. Just so many people. So many, man.
So what did that do to your experience as a young musician? That must have been like going to the Mecca, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So that was my learning. That was my university. I learned a lot from those guys. The real deal, what they was doing, how they do it, and also there was a lot of great jazz musicians, Jimmy Smith and them, and all of them. You know, when you go hear these people play, you know, with respect, you're gonna learn something. You know, it really, really. And I'm still shaped it that way. I like good music, and I try to play who I am and how I feel, and that could be blues. And I try to play a little jazz. You know, I like to cross.
Once again, it's another cousin, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a cousin. I mean, it's a close relative.
And it's so knowledgeable, man. It keeps you active. Keep your head open. It keeps you on your P's and Q's.
Right. You know, when you were talking about before about if a person said, I don't know about the blues, it's just a fundamental ingredient in popular music across the planet today. I mean, you know, you can go back to, you know, all of the songs on the charts. They're sort of like the blues are in the main ingredient in there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's like the natural indigenous music of America that people are finally coming around to realize. You know? Really.
Yeah, and people are opening up. You know, it's a lot of people that I go in to play a lot of parties, and some of you are most exclusive and rich people. And you go in their house, they're playing the blues. You know what I mean? You hear it in the car. It's, you know what I mean? It's tells the true story.
You know, if you stop and think about popular music today, I mean, and you look back at, you know, like you were talking about Elvis Presley being like a crossover artist. Music was so instrumental in sort of as a bridge between the people, because you know, people were listening to rhythm and blues before they even knew they were listening to rhythm and blues. You know, and then you had artists like Elvis who adopted. And Elvis was. It seemed like when he came out as an artist, he was almost as much of a black performer as he was a white performer.
Well, that's why
people hadn't seen anything like that before.
Yeah, that's why he got his soul from.
His soul,
that thump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thump.
And he learned to music bring that racial gap together. You know what I mean? Right. And he had a chance to his music could cross over, and everybody could appreciate what he was doing.
Probably, you know, when you think about it, because maybe he grew up right here in the state, and where he grew up in the Deep South, you know, he was close to the cultures, both cultures, and he was able to kind of live it, you know.
Yeah.
He was kind of for real when he came out. He you know, he could understand it. He could interpret it.
Yeah.
For real, you know, where it wasn't like a Pat Boone, let's say.
That's true.
It was a completely different experience. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Robinson, we're going to come back and talk more, and we're going to hear you perform a couple of songs after the break. Is that good?
That's good.
Okay, we'll be back with Mr. Jesse Robinson after this. Stay with us.
When you are looking to further your education, there's only one university that towers above the rest, Jackson State University. Jackson State University is one of the leading universities in research, technology, and innovation, graduating more than 1,300 students annually and a consistent growth in revenue. Jackson State University is ranked #1 amongst the HBCUs in research and development. Make the right choice, the one choice. One Jackson State University, changing lives one student at a time.
My name is Jesse Robinson, and I'm going to attempt to play one of my songs off of my CD by just solo. It's the name of it is Stray Star. I had a chance to compose this and put it all together, and I'm just going to play around with it. It won't sound like the band and the record, what have you, but you get a feel of how I was thinking. How I approach those kind of songs. Stray star, I still can't guide myself by you. When I gaze into the sky, I see you in many places. When I attempt to define, oh, who you are, stray star, where are you? Which one of these lights are from you? Help me, I can't live without you. If you won't show me the direction, oh baby, I will be lost. Stray star, I still can't guide myself without you. When I gaze into the sky, oh, I see you in many places. When I attempt to define, oh, who you are, stray star, stray star, where are you? Which one of these lights are from you? Help me, I can't live without you. If you won't show me the direction, I will, oh I will be lost. That was Stray Star, a version of it by myself.
Yeah, I'm a roach whisperer. I've just always had a way with them. Now, roaches are stubborn, nasty insects, and sometimes you just gotta be forceful with them. Hi, roach, be gone. You're not welcome here, roach.
There is a better way. Bengal Roach Spray. No odor, no mess, no roaches. Bengal Roach Spray really works.
And if whispering don't work, I always got my backup plan.
Welcome back, and Mr. Jesse Robinson, I want to thank you for taking the time to come and for taking the time to perform for us on the show tonight.
It's perfectly welcome. Thank you for being here.
Now, you know, your most recent production is Jesse Robinson. The name of it, Stray Star.
Stray Star.
Stray Star.
Yes,
okay, let's take it again. How could I miss that? Okay, Stray Star. All right. Jesse Robinson, thank you for being with us and taking the time to perform on the show tonight.
It's perfectly welcome.
You know, we've had some great performers on the show, and now we add you to the list of live performance on our show.
That's great.
And, you know, Stray Star, Jesse Robinson. That's the most recent CD, and CD Baby has it, right?
Right.
As well as Amazon.
Amazon.
So type in on Amazon Jesse Robinson Blues, and I'm sure it'll pop right up, right?
Right.
What do you think about the change in distribution that I'm sure that you're very aware of? Right now, record stores, we don't see many record stores. Everything is digital, right?
Everything is digital. Everything is pretty well online, and I mean, my thoughts. I was so comfortable with the record stores. We could communicate. We could do a lot of music business out of the record stores.
Right.
You know, and CD Baby and everybody else, they fine. I mean, they doing. That's the way of life. You know, technology. You know.
It's amazing how the change has occurred just in the last decade or two, I guess.
Yeah.
It's amazing because at one time we had so many record stores.
That's right. That's right.
And now you can hardly find one.
Yeah. I think we need one. I don't know.
You at least think we'd have one.
One. You know,
one.
There's so much communication, so much knowledge and stuff you can get help there with. You know.
But on the other hand, with everything digital on places like Amazon, literally anybody in the world can go there and buy your
That's
record.
true. That's
at one
so.
pop.
That overrides that.
So that's kind of
local.
That's an interesting angle.
They thought about it.
they thought about it.
Yeah.
Well, what are your plans going forward over the next years ahead? What is it that you are wanting to accomplish? Where are you traveling? What's up with Mr. Jesse Robinson?
It's time for me to do another project, another CD. That project there was out of Brazil. Part was cut in Brazil and the Tournament Records. And on the first song, Stray Star, we got William Brothers is on there with me. So, and there's a video on the first song and the second song. It's a great CD. It was produced by Robert Rapatino out of Brazil. He's one of the greatest guitar players of all times, and he's an engineer in the whole works. Another CD is kind of hard if you don't have anything out there mobile in the front of you as a musician. If you want to stay active, you must do CDs and online and all that kind of thing. So I'm doing a few. I'm getting ready to write some songs. I'm the person that hardly ever do that, but once I get into that mode, it'll come because all the songs on there was sent to me as a poem, because the guy that's over there, Susan, I pronounce his name Portuguese, I probably messed it up. But anyway, he's a poet, so they sent me the poems, and I was the one that changed it over, and Cobb, we translated all the words into English and gave them to me as a poem, and I structured it as a song, and I composed all the music, the whole bit. So it takes a little time in writing. I believe that you must write about what's going on. And just that song right there, just like Marvin Gaye, that's what he was doing. And once you write about what's going on, you can touch a lot of people because that's what's going on at the present.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's some people think that we can go back and do BB. BB, we can't do BB. BB was so great. He was a great friend of mine, and if I ever walked in the club where he was playing, he's gonna call me on the stage. I've
seen pictures of you with him, right?
Yeah. I always tried to be comfortable, but I had so much respect, so it bothered my comfortable zone. I had to be real cool, but he was the blues master.
I can remember, when I was growing up, we were talking about it when we went on the air. I played music in college, growing up, and then later in life I played again jazz and stuff. But I can remember the day that I discovered B.B. King. I had been listening to some rock and roll blues bands, but didn't really know about the blues. And so somehow I was driving. I can remember I was driving. I was a freshman in college. I was driving to the college, and I had B.B. King live at Cook County Jail, and that's when I discovered the blues.
Okay.
That was it was Thrill Is Gone on that record.
Yeah.
Remember that he did that live at Cook County Jail.
Yeah. Was that in the '60s?
I don't know.
'60s, early '70s.
Well, yeah, it was in the early '70s.
Yeah.
It was in when I got around to it. Now when he recorded it, might have been late '60s.
I think I went to that event. I wasn't in jail now, but I went to that event.
That was a great audience he had there too.
Yeah.
They introduced the warden and everybody booed, and you know, it was funny. You know, it was really a humorous, humorous, you know, intro to that album. But what a great performance, though.
Oh yeah, BB was the guy, the musician. You know, I watched some of his old stuff that he was doing, and I remember BB would always hire jazz musicians.
Really?
Yes. He hired the big band. When all the great jazz, a lot of the great jazz players, when it got tough back in the 40s and the 50s, they would come over to BB. Because when you go and hear a BB band, you got a whole full hour, nothing but jazz and bebop.
You know
and
what?
Then
that's
BB.
a good point, because on that, even on Cook County Jail, they got horns in the background, and they're doing stuff that's very jazzy. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Never thought of that.
Yeah,
but that's true.
I know the band. You know, I've been knowing it for the last 20 years, and all those cats are jazz players. And they also, see, if you play jazz, you got to play some blues, man. You play some blues.
Yeah.
The knowledge,
close cousin,
right?
You know. Well, Jesse, thank you for being with us.
Sure, it's a pleasure.
And
thank you.
Your latest record, Stray Star, Jesse Robinson, it's at Amazon.com and CD Baby.
CD Baby.
So please pick up a copy of that, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
And we hope to have you back whenever you record a new record. Have you back, and we'll talk about that.
I will do.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Jesse Robinson, and thank you folks for watching. And I'm Edward St. Pé. We'll see you next time on Nightique.